Well, hello there, guys, and welcome back to Kaiserreich. We are, of course, going to be continuing as the Mighty Reich, and in this case, I just wanted to ask you guys a question, and that is essentially, a lot of the times when we're playing Hearts of Iron 4, we're having a war, we're doing something like that, but really in this particular Let's Play, at least for now, it seems to be quite peaceful and just has a lot to do with diplomacy, etc., and I wanted to know if that's okay with you guys. Does it bother you? Is it something that annoys you, or do you enjoy this sort of economic factor / political factor of this game? So first of all, military reform is definitely something we want to do. I'd love to add another military factory, but then again, it's just another military factory, right? It's not exactly something unbelievable. However, at the same time, we can actually start doing the Kaiserbund proposal. We can do all this stuff in 1941, a few years down the road. So I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and go for military reforms here. Get that military factory, and if you hear that mouse clicking around, I apologize. I'm actually at my uncle's house in Portugal, and it's very hard to find a place to put the mouse. So essentially, one interesting thing, well, I kind of found it funny. If we take a look over here, the Kaiser has a Santa Claus hat, and no doubt the guys that created the mod did this. I think it's hilarious. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to move something so that I don't have to move this mouse around. But I just thought it was really funny, and it's a bit disrespectful to our great Kaiser, but what can we do, yeah? We will put an end to this Western decadence. It's disgusting. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue here, and as you can see, we do have missing equipment production for the light tank unit. I'm not sure if I even want to really, build a light tank in this case. We are building the heavy tank right now, so I am going to go ahead and build a separate factory for the Panzer II, the light tank. Why not? We're probably going to end up needing them, and actually we need 838 anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and make those people happy, make the tankers happy, and we're going to continue here, guys. So far, one very scary thing that's occurred is over in Russia, which was under control of the Tsar in this particular alternative history, is actually become a Soviet republic under the, the totalists, well, the internationalists in this case. So I'm assuming that in this game, the totalists refer to actual communists, which I wasn't aware of. Of course, now I know, and totalists, syndicalists, we have absolutely none of them in the Reichland, so don't worry, they will not infect our great province, well, our great country, I should say, our great empire, I should say, even. So here we go, guys. We're just basically speeding through right now. I definitely want to go for synthetic oil production and just try to improve that, because we don't want to rely on anybody for oil, really. Right now we're relying on the Americans for oil, and it's really not something I want. Now we do have to do a template for our heavy tank. We actually have to add him to the template list, but it's going to take a while. Due to his popular policies, one of our loyal ministers has managed to strengthen our ideology. With some additional influence, we could increase our popularity. I'm going to take a quick look at our political stance. And as you can see, the DKP is at 73%. I mean, before we were at 62, and we haven't done anything. So we're not going to do that because it's actually going to cost us political points, and I would definitely rather use those political points in better pursuits, let's say. So let's continue. We could also probably drop some more of our military units. Let's go ahead and drop. Yeah, that's good. Drop, and I'm going to start getting some Panzer Divisions. Oh my goodness. Okay, now that is crazy, guys. So it looks like the Austrian Empire has declared war on the Italian Federation. We're going to take a look at that. That's clearly going to be a very serious war, and I don't want to get involved. So far, we've done a good job at staying out of these wars and not getting Germany involved in wars that we really have no business getting into. However, that's one war that I'm a little concerned about. I don't necessarily want the Austrians to have a ton of power. So the Italian Federation, over here, let's take a look, is led by Amadeo I, and it looks to be just a regular, well, actually, no election, so this must be a monarchy of sorts. It's saying, it always says, actually, let's see here, authoritarian democrat, something like this, but it really doesn't specify. So I guess we have to use our imagination. If we take a look over here, I have no idea how the Austrians are going to manage to win this war. But no matter, Otto von Habsburg, and it looks like the Habsburgs are still around, which is also quite interesting, is going to do whatever he can to take that area. So if you guys think we should do something, let me know in the comments down below. Right now, I'm going to be just basically stay away from that and not focus on it. And we are going to try to form another army over here. It's the reason that I'm trying to pull all these troops over. And in fact, we could probably gain quite a lot of army experience since these guys are all green, essentially. So it's maybe not such a bad idea for me to go ahead. In fact, I can't believe I didn't think of that before. And I'm just going to grab these guys right here, 12 divisions, and create the army now. We can obviously just keep adding to it. We're going to put Wieselben in charge of the army. These are all major generals, although I must say Crown Prince Wilhelm, I think is pretty cool. Having the heir to the empire as a general, I think would be pretty neat. So we're going to select all over here, and we're going to start just training them. Of course, most of them are green. 3 of them are not. But for the most part, these guys are green, and I'm hoping that that's going to quickly increase our army experience. But as you can see, it's still 0.023 daily. It's really not that special. Nonetheless, it's good to have an army over here. I will eventually put them on one of these borders, but for now, we are going to remain pretty calm. Now, we are still on the border of Poland, and if we wanted to, we could go to war with them. However, I'm thinking now, especially since the Soviets, well, not the Soviets actually, just the Russian Republic, the Russian Soviet Republic in this case, has formed, we might want to be a little more careful about how we approach Poland, because I'd like to have a buffer zone between me and Russia. Then again, we do kind of have a buffer zone, and that's our allies, White Ruthenia, the Kingdom of Ukraine, the Kingdom of Lithuania, etc., etc. So I'm thinking that maybe we could go to war with the Kingdom of Poland, but it's not something that I'm going to focus on entirely. So if we take a look over here, okay, what to do? We could go for Krupp projects, and we also have this interesting treaty with Ireland thing. Now, the issues is we have to offer Ireland protection, and this could actually make it so that, I guess, we have, a possible ally next to Soviet England, because in this particular game, yes, England is a Soviet republic, the Union of Britain, I should say. And it would be interesting to side with the Irish, with, of course, Michael Collins of the IRA. I'm not sure if that's something we want to do, though, and even if we did, we have to guarantee protection for the Irish. So I'm going to let you guys decide in the comments down below what you think. You are sort of my Reichstag of sorts. I'm going to take a look over here. Military expansion. So far, world tension's really not so bad. Despite the wars going on, the world tension's remaining pretty steady at 4%. I'm going to get another military reform. Why not? We might as well, yeah. And eventually we will start working on these templates. The reason we haven't been working on these templates is because our army experience is actually increasing at a pretty slow level. It's not really something that allows us, I should say, to build these factories or to build these troops and add things to them. We really need that level to increase a lot faster. So I am going fast right now just because essentially I want that to increase. We're also getting some political power, and I'm not sure how I want to use that political power. I'm thinking that I might want to go ahead and move from limited conscription to regular conscription, but at the same time, maybe we should just go and get another theorist or maybe even another military staff. That might not be such a bad idea. We can take a look over here at our occupied territories, and you can just take a look at all of the territories that we occupy. I didn't realize, but apparently we have territories in the south in Africa. Quite interesting, in fact. And over here, if you could see, Morocco is under our control, and I believe directly under our control, which is quite fascinating. If we take a look all the way over here, Madagascar is under our control, and Madagascar is one of those words that when a German says it, it sounds even better. It's one of the rare words when you hear a German say it, it actually sounds really, really cool. So I enjoy that very much. We're going to take a look here, and Deutsche Mittelafrika must be owned by another company. Actually, Hermann Göring. Okay, now I've lost it. Now nothing makes sense in this alternative history anymore. Somebody's going to have to explain this to me, but once again, the Kaiserreich mod shocks and amazes me. So apparently, Hermann Göring has been given control of our central Deutsche Mittelafrika. Now, of course, this is a faction that is under our control, and we can even request forces from him. But it looks like we've given him control of this very, very large part of Africa, specifically the Congo and Western Africa over here. I'm guessing Liberia, places like that. Clearly, I don't think the member would be very happy with this, but what can you do? And, you just got to keep on going. But that's very interesting. So we have basically territory everywhere. And this is why I can see that Andreas Windhan was constantly saying, "Don't go to war, don't go to war, don't go to war," because he already knew that we had just a ton of stuff around the world. We own a lot of stuff, and one thing that we need to focus on now is just basically focus on the possibility of the French. Okay, Jewish immigrants from Algeria. The military junta in Algiers has recently become increasingly hostile against the Jewish population. While many Algerian Jews have decided to emigrate to Palestine, others have decided to try their luck in Germany. All right, well, we're not Nazis, obviously, and the only issue here is the political power is going to drop 100 if we say yes. Settlement our colonies like Madagascar, that is good as well. It also gives us the political power. And obviously the opinion of nationalist France. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, it's still the commune. Nationalist France would be the government that had to run away, I assume, like Madagascar, or we have enough problems of our own. I mean, either way, we're going to lose political power. So I'm going to say settle them in our colonies like Madagascar. That's going to add one civilian factory and should help quite a lot. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And military reforms have been accomplished. Very good, very good. Over here we could focus on, I guess we just keep on focusing on military, or on increasing our military. We could also focus on Hans and Meitner. These are essentially just, companies that we can focus on. The Kaiser Wilhelm Society would give us one research slot. We probably want to work towards that. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on Han and Meitner and try to unlock that corporation. But really, as is, we have so many corporations. Some of the corporations that we have in this country are even under our direct control. And I look directly over here to our friends in the Allgemeine Osten. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it's essentially the board of directors of AOG, which is a company, and really, really interesting that we own that essentially. So not too crazy about unlocking all these corporations because we have more than enough, but just to get that extra research slot, I think it's totally worth it. It really is. I'm surprised that the French haven't yet started a war with us, and I'm actually looking at their border and I'm wondering, should we consider the possibility of attacking the communists in France? Obviously, maybe not even a war of destruction or conquest, even though that's probably what it'll turn into, but maybe just a war of ideology, trying to get rid of this damn syndicalist, damn communist dog from our sights. Might be something that we want to focus on. So there we go, concentrated industry, and with the Messerschmitt Bf-110, that means we're going to start building bombers, ladies and gents, and in fact, I'm going to have to go and build the factory for that. I'm not doing it right now because we are already in quite a perilous situation in regards to our factories. Let me take a look over here, 355 and 294 for the improved oil plant. Either way, we're going to be spending a few days. I'm going to focus on the improved oil plant, even though it's 294 days. I don't recommend it. Let's take a look over here at our infantry. We'll get some MPs. It's probably a good time to start working specifically on our army. Let me take a look over here. The radio would add reinforcement rate, which is really useful. But I think right now a maintenance company is really what we need. And ultimately, we can focus on that reinforcement rate a little later. So yes, it definitely looks like, as people mentioned before, the Austrians are defending Prague. Let's take a look at the war. Looks like the Austrians are managing to push in pretty easily here to Italy. Well, maybe not. Look at that, the Italians pushing back for sure. But it is interesting to see them over there doing their absolute best. Now, it looks like the Socialist Republic of Italy exists over here in the far south, and they don't really have to concern themselves with the war in the north. Although I would imagine that if the Austrians take out the Italian Federation, they're probably going to focus on the Socialist Republic next, and that's not going to be fun. See how my glorious Portugal is doing. Okay, so we finished excavation here, and I think that's pretty much all we need to focus on. Alright guys, so that's essentially it. I want everybody to know that I wish them a very, very happy holiday. I'm going to try and put up as many videos as possible, but obviously, as you guys can imagine, there's a lot to focus on right now at this time of the year. But I do hope you guys will continue to hit that like button, share the videos, Subscribe if you haven't already, etc., etc. I mean, you guys know what to do, more or less. Really going to put a heavy focus on industry, even if I have to wait 327 days. No, I'm not going to do that. One thing I will do is I will do the interwar artillery. Definitely something we could focus on. But anyway, guys, happy holidays. Have a great, awesome, awesome new year. If I don't see you before then, of course, I likely will. But just all that fun stuff. Take care. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome, awesome day.